Alright, so today is the final team that we have to do for rebuild. It is the Pittsburgh Pirates, a team that you guys have been anticipating for so long. You guys have been getting super antsy for, and we finally have it today. So of course, this is the last team that we have to do. Don't worry, we'll be going back and doing some other teams in the future, probably all of them again at some point this year, but for now let's get these done and then we're gonna move on to some like challenges and things like that. So here we go, Pirates rebuild. I hope you guys do enjoy it. Thumbs up if you are hyped for this last team rebuild that we have to do. Of course, get in the comment section, let me know other rebuild ideas that you have, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you enjoy MLB content. If you missed yesterday's video, or it's actually a couple days ago now, go up here in the top corner, go and give it a watch. And of course, all social media links are down in the description below. No further ado, let's hop into this one. Let's keep this intro nice and sweet. So when you look at this team, there's definitely some things that need to be changed. You know, when you look at the starting pitching, Janssen really the only one to get super excited about. Joe Musgrove, Trevor Williams, they're good like 3, 4, 5s in the rotation, but we definitely need to find another 2, maybe a 3 as well. Mitch Keller, the issue with him is his walks or his hits per 9 is super low, so we're probably going to end up trading him. I know if you're a Pirates fan, that's a player to get excited about, but I think for the rebuild and to try to win within the 4-year window, it's best to just try to get someone who's going to help us out immediately. And Mitch Keller, he's good, but I just don't know if he's going to be good enough. Chad Kuhl, Steven Brawl, most likely players I'm not looking forward to using. Domingo Robles is really the only prospect that I'm like kind of keeping my eye on. Bullpen, it's really just Edgar Santana. The other guys are kind of hit or miss. And then closer, same thing, hit or miss player, Keone Kela. So probably going to be a lot of changing with the pitching staff, so we'll have to see what we can do. No real catcher that I'm looking forward to keeping on the team, so we're probably going to change the starting catcher. Josh Bell at first base, we're set, we don't have to worry about that. Second base, we have a plethora of them, Frazier, Newman, and Kramer. One of them is most likely going to be traded. I don't know who just yet, but one of them is. We just don't need that many second basemen on the squad. They have trade value. Might as well try to get a position that we're lacking with one of these guys. Third base, Colin Moran is okay in the meantime until Brian Hayes comes up. You got shortstop, Cole Tucker. We'll see. I'm more interested in O'Neal Cruz, the 6'7" shortstop. I think he's going to be the guy for the future. I know in real life there's been some talks of possibly moving him to a corner outfield spot, so maybe we could try that, but I think for now we'll leave him at shortstop. Brian Reynolds, I moved to left field. I feel like he's a better left fielder than he is a center fielder. I feel like he just fits that position a little bit more, so I'm going to leave him in left field. Gerard Dyson, Jason Martin are okay as backups, along with Chris Sharp, Pablo Reyes. And then when you look at center field, we definitely need a center fielder now. That's going to be a place where I'm really looking to improve, trying to find or try to fill that gap immediately. And then in right field, Gregory Polanco just can't really figure it out, and on top of injuries, just looks like a player that the Pirates would probably move on from. So a lot of changes are going to be made to this team. Not a lot of players are going to stick, mainly just like Josh Bell, maybe Adam Frazier, Brian Reynolds, maybe Jameson Taillon. So not many core players are staying around. Let's make some moves. So with the Pirates, what I'm doing is I'm thinking we're going to be a team that's going to need at least 2 years to really get to the point where we can compete. And I think with this in mind, let's go for Julio Rodriguez. Let's get a right fielder who by season 3 is 100% going to be ready to play in the majors. And let's get rid of a player that I don't really want to keep in Polanco. I don't really want James Marvel either. And Mitch Keller is really the one that I'm hesitant about giving up. But I'd rather get a right fielder that I know is going to be, one, cheap, he's going to be really good, and I know is going to fill that spot in right field. So we're going to get a new right fielder for the future in Julio Rodriguez. So I'm torn between 2 catchers right now, Jorge Alfaro of the Marlins for John Ryan Murphy, Eric Gonzalez, and Shea Murray. Or the other one I was looking at was someone that I don't think we've ever acquired before, and that's why I'm kind of thinking of getting him in Danny Janssen. The thing with Danny Janssen is this would be the trade instead. Instead of Gonzalez, it would be Kevin Kramer and then one of these low-rated guys that would get the trade done. So I'm not too sure who to go for just yet. I'm still kind of figuring that out. I think I want to try out someone a little bit different. Danny Janssen, I think, would be someone that is a little bit different because I think we've gotten Alfaro in the past. Don't get me wrong, I think he looks pretty good, but I want to try someone different. Let's go for Danny Janssen. I also feel like for some reason that would be something that like the Pirates would try to get. I don't know. So I'm going to find a trade there. Luis Escobar, 23-year-old, 54 overall B potential. This is the trade that's going to be done for Danny Janssen. So I'm going to get someone that has a little bit of team control in Taylor Rogers, and then I'm going to trade Keone Kela. So that's going to be the deal. This way we actually have a closer that we have for the next few years. I'm going to trade Jeff Hartleb, Steven Brault, and Chad Kuhl for Matthew Boyd and Joe Jimenez. I'm going to give these two a try. I feel like they're cheaper options in the bullpen and also the rotation. And I feel like that's kind of the whole motto with the Pirates, just kind of be a little bit cheap. I'm going to trade Kyle Crick for Matt Strahm just to get one more lefty in the bullpen. And I think I might do one more offensive trade. I want to find a center fielder. I think that's the last move I'm making in season 1. I know a lot of different moves, but we got to make them. All right, this is a little bit of a stretch, and this is one that I can hope and pray works. We're going to go for Manuel Margot of the Rays, for Pablo Reyes, Chris Sharp, and Eric Gonzalez. I need him to work out, and I'm hoping he works out. If not, we can trade him. He'll have some trade value. Let me get the team sorted. I know that was a lot of trades for season 1. Let's see how it goes. So after those moves, this is the team. Again, a lot of changes and more so trying to prepare for the future rather than winning this season or next season. You know, I'm expecting Newman to get better. I'm expecting Frazier, Reynolds, Bell, Margot, Tucker, Janssen, Martin, all those guys, I'm expecting them to improve. I'm not trying to win it right now. I know we're going to be a very bad team this season. We've got Julio Rodriguez, we've got Brian Hayes, we've got O'Neal Cruz. Like, I'm looking for those players to develop and develop quickly so that by season 3, season 4, we have a stacked team and we're good to go. I'm going to leave it here. I'll see you guys at draft, and then we'll get this season finished and we'll hop into season 2. Alrighty, so this draft is one of those where I was like, we either did really well or did really bad. And let's take a look, because I don't know yet. You know what? I guess we didn't do either really well or really bad. We just kind of did meh, you know? Like, it's not exciting, but it's not bad. You guys can see like all the picks and all the overalls or potentials, and you guys can see we got a couple 70 overalls, which is good. It's just that their potentials aren't that great. So a lot of high 70s, so a lot of like platoon players, role players type situations. So am I upset by it? Definitely not, but I definitely think we could have done better. I mean, we'll see how they develop. They might end up getting some B potential in the end, but for now, I'm a little upset. The only blue chip players that were left were either players that needed a long time to develop to get to a good overall, or they were closers. I had 4 blue chip closers, and I didn't want to take a closer for the first round. So these are our picks. I'll see you guys at the end of the year. All right, so it's looking like I've paused it here. It's looking like we have a playoff game. You guys can't see it, but it's looking like we have a playoff game to get into the postseason against the Diamondbacks. Yeah, so it's kind of crazy. I didn't expect this. We did lose, so we didn't make the postseason, but okay, season 1, we actually almost made it into the postseason. The ERA 3.74, 2.55 for the average. The average is where I'm kind of noticing that's a little low, but you know what? Not a bad year, season 1. I'm pretty happy with that. Cody Bellinger MVP along with Justin Verlander, Cy Youngs. We got Markakis with the batting title. That's a new one. Kalame, Will Smith, Akiyama, and then Hank Aaron was Trout and Bellinger. We didn't have any league leaders. I'm assuming we had a couple that were kind of up in the top range. We'll kind of check that out. Kevin Newman had quite a few hits, which I like to see. Some doubles are up there. Margot, okay. Brian Reynolds and someone else was up there for triples. I'm expecting the power numbers to be a little low. That's what I'm expecting our team to be. So let's see how the team did as a whole. Matt Strahm as a long reliever, pretty solid. Michael Feliz, when you look at his attributes, not that great, but when you look at what he did this season, I'm pretty happy with that. Richard Rodriguez wasn't great. Joe Jimenez wasn't fantastic. Robbie Erlin, kind of the same, wasn't amazing. Edgar Santana was pretty good. Taylor Rogers was fantastic. So mixed bag for bullpen, as expected. Jameson Taillon was all right. I definitely want him to improve a little bit more, and I expect him to improve. Matthew Boyd was actually pretty solid. Trevor Williams was good. Musgrove was good. And Chris Archer was all right for a 5. You know what? I'm okay with that. Starting rotation, not too bad. Am I going to bring back Chris Archer? Probably not. It all depends on what other options are available in free agency. I maybe for like another year, it wouldn't be the worst move, but it may be something it's something I'll ponder for sure. So Kevin Newman as a leadoff hitter, phenomenal. You love to see it. Adam Frazier had a good season as well. Brian Reynolds went down in potential, which I don't get. He had a good year. That's a really solid season. I'm pretty happy with that. Josh Bell was outstanding. Colin Moran was okay. I definitely want someone a little bit better at third base, but with Brian Hayes coming up soon, I don't really want to invest in like a long-term solution. Manuel Margot wasn't as good as I would have hoped. Like, he hit a bunch of doubles. You know, he wasn't terrible. 15 stolen bases. It's just I need a little bit better offensive production. Cole Tucker, kind of the same thing. Maybe a shortstop is an area I do look to kind of invest some money in. Jason Martin, like, it's his hitting stats that's going to hold him back. He might be a trade piece for the future. Danny Janssen, not that great either. So, I don't know. We drafted all those outfielders. I think we had a center fielder and a left fielder. They're more of like platoon options as well. You know, when you look at what we have here, you know, Brian Hayes is up to a 68. Julio Rodriguez is up to a 67. Still probably another year away. And then you got O'Neal Cruz, who the potential went down for O'Neal Cruz, which sucks. So, we're kind of in a weird spot with these three because they're definitely not ready. They're definitely not ready. So we may maybe sign like a 1-year veteran to kind of hold us over for another season. So let's get into the offseason. I already know this season's going to be a pretty long season on like for the video. So I want to kind of start moving a little bit quicker through the rest of the years to kind of make up for that, since we did make so many changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold off signing anybody for now. The staff should be good. I made all my staff changes at the beginning of the year. 40 man, if any of those guys goes, it's not like the biggest of worries. Arbitration wise, I am going to offer it to everybody. Realistically, I'll probably just let everybody kind of be on the team once again, unless I can find some really good changes in free agency. And then here, I'm going to offer it to everybody. Maybe not JT Riddle. We just don't need him. And I feel like wasting that kind of money is not somewhere I want to. Ooh, Mookie Betts. Ooh, that's kind of something we might do. And then we could use, because who's our center fielder? Margot. I mean, we could definitely make some changes with Mookie Betts in the team. That might be the move. Mookie Betts might be the move. You know, Ozuna's not a bad one. Jock Peterson's not a bad one. I'd be okay with picking up someone for the outfield for sure. And like I said, I'm looking to kind of maybe get someone to kind of hold us over at like the third base spot for a season. So, okay. Bullpen options. There's a couple ones as well. So I might dive into some bullpen options and maybe even a starter. But for right now, I want to be smart about it. I don't want to blow our whole budget right away, especially since I know Josh Bell becomes a free agent and maybe a couple other players. So let's be smart about what we do in free agency. I'll see you guys for season 2. All right, for season 2, the whole plan is bullpen. Focus on bullpen so that all we have to do is worry about starting pitching and the lineup for season 3 and season 4. And first, the player we're going to acquire is Tyler Duffy for Michael Felice, Jared Oliva, and Jose Osuna. So there's one. I'm thinking 2 more bullpen arms, and then we should be fine. And then the rest of the team is just going to be left alone, and we're going to hop into season 2. I looked at the bullpen a little bit more, and it actually isn't as bad as I initially thought. But I am going to trade for a new shortstop because I don't have faith in Cole Tucker. I know some shortstops do become available in free agency this year, but I feel like we've recently gotten Trevor Story. I think we've gotten Carrera in like a rebuild in the last couple videos. And then I think the only other one would be Javi Baez. So I think let's just get someone that I don't think I really trade for that often or even try to acquire. And Tim Anderson gives us a little bit of pop, gives us a little bit of a better hitter for Cole Tucker. So there we go. He's not with the Giants apparently, so we're gonna make that deal. The only other shortstop that I did try to acquire, I just couldn't figure it out. I looked at Ahmed Rosario. He actually wasn't terrible, just a little bit too far out of like the acquisition range for me. And then another one that I considered was Xander Bogaerts, but the contract was the big issue. So like I mentioned, the team is one of those teams where we're still trying to figure out how good or like what changes we have to do to be good. So you guys can see this is what our team looks like for now. I know I'm kind of covering it. I'm waiting on these young guys, and you're probably thinking, why not just win now? Try to make the Pirates good. I am. That's what I'm trying to do. We have Julio Rodriguez. I know hits the ball really, really well in franchise come season 3. That's why I'm waiting for that. I want to see how good Brian Hayes is going to be for season 3. Same with O'Neal Cruz. If things don't work out and they don't do well, we also have these 2 guys we could use at some point. But my thinking is Right now we have Kevin Newman and Adam Frazier, both are really good second and short or second and DH or whatever it is. So I mean, like, Tim Anderson at this point was kind of an extra bat for us, because like we do have Kevin Newman, who hit at an elite level last year. And I mean, we could even move Frazier to third and then just let Colin Moran sit on the bench whenever we need a lefty. But this is kind of the team. I'm thinking Tim Anderson's going to start over Colin Moran, and then we're just going to go with it from here. Danny Jansen's on his last leg. Margot's on his last leg. We definitely could improve those two positions come next year, which means we could use some big money signings there. And then when you look at the pitching rotation, this is what we have. We brought back Charlie Morton for 1 year. And by brought him back, he used to be a Pirate back in the day. Chris Archer, long reliever, whatever. And then Chris Russin was a Rule 5 draft pick. I thought, like, let's just get a lefty. He was one of the better ones available. I don't think I've ever gotten him, ever. And this is the team. Joe Jimenez, last leg. We're going to see how it goes. Like I said, we're not here to win right away. And if that means we can, like, get better draft picks, or even if we can just, like, get better spot in the Rule 5, or it just works out for us, that's perfectly fine. So let's see how the season goes. I have faith that we might actually be one of those sneaky teams where we might actually make the postseason again, because last year didn't go too poorly. So let's go through it, see how it goes. I'll see you guys at the end of season 2. All right, I have to show you this. Season 2's draft, unbelievable. I'm talking, whoo, it is nice. Jose Carrera, 72 overall, 81 potential. I know you can't really see the stats. This might be a player we have to start in center field or something. He's got a noodle arm. I don't care. We got a decent hitting catcher as well. Could throw him into the mix. That's 83 potential center fielder. 71. I mean, we got some really good outfielders now. We even got another better hitting catcher. Might need to throw him into the mix. And then a reliever with 82 potential. So we've got even more options that kind of made things more difficult to kind of think about here, because we needed a catcher. We got 2 decent hitting catchers here. We could use a new center fielder. We've got some outfield options now. Maybe we just go big on, like, some pitching. We go big on maybe, like, trading one of our, like, infielders for, like, someone that's really, really good now. I don't know. I didn't expect the draft to go that well. Now I'm going to see you guys at the end of the season. This is a Brewers team all over again. Like, it may not be at that level, but it's close. 100 wins, 62 losses. What's going on here? We're taking on the Mets in the division series. I'm sorry, what? We're 15th. Maybe that's the sweet spot. Maybe I got to hang around that 15th mark. ERA is good. The average is good. Maybe I just got to hover around like that the middle of the ratings, and then see how that goes. Because I think that's what we did with the Brewers. And, like, it worked pretty well. Josh Bell had the best average. Newman had the most hits. Matthew Boyd had the most strikeouts and wins. And it's looking like we're kind of creating, like, some sort of cheap money ball type situation where, like, we're just getting players with good averages and on base percentages, and maybe not gonna hit a lot of home runs. But I'm going the wrong way here, because, like, we've got Reynolds. I mean, we got 2 guys with 400 on base percentage. That's insane. Couple top win leaders for pitching. I don't know what I'm trying to say at this point. I'm losing my mind. Silver Slugger, Gold Glove, Cy Young. We got a Cy Young for Matthew Boyd. He finished second in the MVP race. Or, in the MVP race. That's insane. That's crazy. Taylor Rogers finished second for reliever of the year. Okay. You know what? We're somehow doing really, really well. I'm perplexed. Chris Archer, long relief, unbelievable. Even Tyler Duffy, we traded for him. He didn't do great, which sucks. Joe Jimenez didn't do that well, so we're going to trade him next year. Chris Russin didn't do that well. Matt Strahm was okay, but maybe he's... You know what? He pitched more innings in this middle relief role. This is weird, because last year he was a long reliever. So, I don't know. Like, I'm not upset by that, though. I'm not upset by that. Edgar Santana, not as good as he was last year. And then Taylor Rogers was even better than what he was last year. So, maybe we move Santana into this role. Keep Strahm in this middle spot. Get rid of these 2 guys here. And then just kind of build the bullpen there. Okay. All right. That's fine. Jameson Tyone. Outstanding season. Same with Musgrove, same with Boyd. Charlie Morton, a 1-year guy, outstanding. And then Trevor Williams, maybe we make way for him, a new 5. And then I know I said I wanted to improve the bullpen, so and I didn't do it this, like, for season 2, so we definitely need to do it now. But I really like this pitching staff. I'm surprised. Our bench wasn't fantastic. Oh, actually, those aren't two bad seasons in like 200 at bats for each guy. Kevin Newman, very similar stats to what it put up last year, outstanding. Adam Frazier fell off. Okay, so he hits free agency, so maybe we keep Newman at the 2 spot, keep Anderson at shortstop, and then and by 2 spot I mean second base, and then maybe like just let Frazier walk, save the money there, and then use it for something else. Brian Reynolds, outstanding, obviously. Josh Bell, outstanding. Colin Moran actually improved like the OPS and stuff, but it's time for a new third baseman. Cameron Maybin was pretty underwhelming. Tim Anderson was great. Manuel Margot actually improved, but I think I want to find a new center fielder. And then Danny Jansen improved too. So actually everybody improved. I want to see what some of our prospects are looking like. This guy doesn't look terrible. I mean, this guy doesn't either, just not as good. Julio Rodriguez is a 72, so he's definitely starting in right field next year. Brian Hayes, I think I'm going to start him at third. O'Neal Cruz, not yet. And Travis Swaggerty, I don't think the hitting stats are there just yet. That's the one thing that's been keeping me back from being like, let's go with Travis Swaggerty. I don't think the hitting stats are there. And I guess they're not much different than Brian Hayes. Maybe. But we just drafted all those other guys too, so I mean, what I'm saying is I really like this team, and I'm surprised that I really like this team already. So going against the Mets in the postseason, and we lost, and that's okay. It's only season 2. We're going past expectations already, and let's get into season 3 and see how this goes. The Yankees won the World Series. We're gonna have to get a couple new staff members, but that's fine. I'm fine. Let's keep going. Exclusive negotiations. I am like, Chris Archer was pretty good from that long relief role, but maybe we just move Strom back to where he was and just focus on bullpen. So I'm gonna let those guys go, and let's see what we can do here. 40 man, I don't think any of those guys. Arbitration, I'm gonna let Frazier walk. It's crazy, but I'm gonna let him walk. I'm gonna bring back everybody. I'm not gonna bring back Russin, and then I think if we bring back Jimenez, we're gonna trade him. But I think, okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing. And then I want to see, could he start in the outfield for us based on his hitting stats? I think he might be able to, or maybe even this guy. One of these 2 guys might start next year in center field. That might be the move. Maybe even like one of these catchers starts as well. Yeah, maybe one of these catchers starts. I don't know. I'm kind of getting crazy with it at this point. And let's take a look at free agency. So we could go out and get a pitcher. We could go out and get a third baseman like Chris Bryant, keep him within the division. Looking at other things, maybe get like Kenley Jansen to close, even though we have Taylor Rogers. There's definitely some good options that are available. Jorge Soler would be kind of extra, I feel like. All right. I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'll see you guys for the next year. Season 3 is going to start with a trade, and it's for Austin Voth of the Nationals. We're going to get him to be a long reliever. I think, yeah, definitely be a long reliever for Nick Birdie, Cody Ponce, and Jacob Stallings. I think I'm going to put my faith in this young catcher, and then we're going to trade Danny Jansen. He also, his arbitration, I think his contract's going to go up. Like, he's gotten better. Or do I let Prince Andrews develop for a season? I think I'm going to let Prince Andrews develop for a season and then let Danny Jansen go the following year. I also need to trade Joe Jimenez for a reliever, so I'm just going to do that really quickly right now. I would kind of give you a sneak peek at what the rotation and stuff looks like. We could use another lefty. So what lefty would be available that would be kind of... Ooh, this guy's clutch is kind of low, which worries me, but he might be someone I keep my eye on for next year, depending on how he does. Tim Meza, how's he been doing? He's been all right. Aaron Bummer's kind of like someone that I get a lot, and I think let's just go Tim Meza. I know I get him a little bit as well, but I feel like he's like the one that I get the least amount out of all the lefties. So we'll just throw them somebody that gets this deal done. Hopefully, there it is. So that's the trade for Tim Meza. That's our other lefty in the bullpen. And now let's take a little peek at what we're rocking with. So we're gonna go like this. We're gonna move Strom back into this spot right here, and then this is all jumbled up. But this is what we're looking like. I kind of like this. We brought in Knebel on a 2-year deal. which isn't bad. I extended Taylor Rogers' contract for 2 more seasons, so basically past the rebuild. And then we have Tyone. I extended his contract as well. You guys can see that. Heaney we brought in. He's had 2 great years, so I thought let's bring him in. 3-year deal, not too bad. Musgrove, extend the contract as well. Boyd, I'm unsure about. That's the only one I haven't done yet, and I want to trade Trevor Williams for a new starter. And the reason I extended some of these deals was because Tyone, Musgrove, Boyd, Tim Anderson, Josh Bell, and then I even think Trevor Williams all become free agents at the end of this season. So going into season 4, we were going to be a little tight on the budget, and that was something I noticed while I was going through free agency. So I extended Josh Bell's contract. I brought in Eduardo Escobar on a 2-year deal with the club option. So if season 1 doesn't go well, we'll get rid of him. But you guys can see the team is looking really good. Brian Hayes has a year to develop a little bit more so he can take over at third base, or we could find some way to like maybe let Tim Anderson walk, O'Neal Cruz takes. We'll find a way to get all these young guys involved, especially like some of these like really good, like we have a good catcher now. We've got some good outfielders where like we even have other outfielders. Where are they? Like Carrera. I'm really thinking this guy needs to play. It's just his fielding is atrocious, which I guess really doesn't matter in the end. Even this guy looks like he could be really, really good. And I am not sold on Manuel Margot. And he becomes a free agent at the end of the year too. So maybe we trade Margot and who is it? Trevor Williams for a really good pitcher. And then just let one of those young guys play center field. Let's do it. So there's 2 deals that I found. Pablo Lopez and the Marlins, or someone that I get sometimes, but not a lot. Madison Bumgarner. There was a couple other ones that I could get. Like I could get Herman Marquez, but I get him quite often. And then I looked at other pitchers. Soroka's a little bit too high. I could get Michael Fulmer, but he becomes a free agent at the end of the year, so I'm trying to avoid that. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, I get Pablo Lopez kind of a lot. And when you look at our budget, we're sitting at 1.1 or 1.5, which we could bring in Bumgarner. It's just next year would be a little tight with the budget. We'd literally have to like keep the same exact team. So that would be something that like was kind of like bothering me in the back of the head. Like I don't think that would be something that would be smart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trade Margot and Williams for Pablo Lopez, and then just let Pablo Lopez kind of sit towards the bottom of the rotation, because that's really what we need. We just kind of need someone that's going to sit, you know, at the 5 spot and just give us innings and do well. And then plus we're going to need a new starter next year if we let Boyd go. So we're going to need some of that money. And I feel like getting rid of Margot and Williams was probably the right move to get Pablo Lopez. So this is the rotation. This is the bullpen. I like it. And then when you look at the lineup now, we do need a center fielder, which means we could go Travis Swaggerty. I think he looks decent. I think if we gave him another 2 seasons, he would be really, really good. Could go Jason Martin, but I think I'm going to go with one of these guys that we drafted. I think it's going to be Carrera. I think he's just or is it going to be Klein? 62 vision. We're going to go Carrera. Carrera's our new center fielder. All right, we won even more games, which is crazy to think about, right? 106 and 56. Won the division, taking on the winner of the wild card, which we know what that means. But let's take a look at the different league leaders, or the standings leaders, the divisional winners. Low ERA. I love to see it. The average is slowly creeping up, but we're 8th in baseball, which I like to see that. And then when you take a look at the rest of the league, ooh, okay. The Astros are popping off. Ooh. Okay, I get that, I guess. Andrew Heaney, Jamison Tyone, fantastic. No offensive leaders. Reynolds is up there. Josh Bell's up there with average. I saw that. Hits, we've got Kevin Newman. Doubles, we've got a couple guys up there with doubles. One guy with triples. And this is where I'm interested to see. We only had one. It was Eduardo Escobar, which I think that's the first time I've ever gotten Eduardo Escobar, just because I was he's one of those guys that either does really well or really bad, and I felt like let's see how he does. Carrera, Rookie of the Year, and then we have Heaney, which was the Cy Young. So great pickup for us. 2 straight Cy Young awards for us, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. Taylor Rogers finished 2nd again for Reliever of the Year. Carrera, yes. Julio Rodriguez was right behind him as well. So, okay, the young guys are coming to play. I love to see it. Austin Voth, the whip is this definitely high. It's 1.6. That's stupid high. But 3 ERA, all right. Tyler Duffy bounced back. Edgar Santana bounced back. Matt Strom's looking good. Meza, Knable. Oh, yeah. Bullpen set. No changes. Like, we're not making any changes. No need to. Tyone, outstanding. Heaney, Musgrove. Matthew Boyd, I mean, even his worst season, but it's still not terrible. And then you got Pablo Lopez. I might not change the starting rotation or bullpen at all. Like, that literally might stay the same. And then looking at our bench, I signed Jamie Romack as like just a bench bat, because I guess we needed somebody else in the team. The bench as a whole, pretty bad. But let's take a look at our starting lineup. So Kevin Newman kind of fell off a little bit, which is worrisome. Maybe we move him down in the lineup. Brian Reynolds he had a good year. Eduardo Escobar wasn't as good as actually. He had a really good season, just not as many RBIs, which is perfectly fine. We know Josh Bell had a good year. Julio Rodriguez is looking solid. He's only going to get better, so that's good to see. Tim Anderson had a solid season. Brian Hayes, not terrible. Not terrible. Jose Carrera, dude. This is what I like to see. Yes, perfect. Danny Janssen, about the same as last year, but I'm thinking it's just Prince Andrews time. I think we're just going to give it to Prince Andrews at the catching spot, and then do we have anybody who could like play the infield that would help us out? Because that's kind of the area where I'm looking to improve, if anything, at the shortstop position. We could spend some, or just keep Tim Anderson for one more year, because like it's looking like the team's good, right? It's looking like the team's good. We could be crazy and put Eduardo Escobar at shortstop, and then let Brian Hayes take over at third. O'Neal Cruz could take over at short, even though I don't really think he's ready. And looking at Brian Hayes, he's looking like a little bit better of a hitter currently. So who was the other like outfielder that we drafted that did he get pushed up to AAA? Yeah, he did. Abe Klein. Okay, a lot of outfielders. Maybe we make a trade with one of them depending on how things are looking. So let's see. We're taking on the Braves. You guys can't see the situation with the pitchers, but let's see how things go. We win the first, we lost the second, we win the third, and we advance to the next round, taking on the Phillies. Okay, so let's move the pitchers, and let's get into it. So next game, or next series, I should say, and Game 7. We got to play this one, or we got to quick manage it. So let's get into it. We're going to go Musgrove. Heaney does look like he's struggling a little bit. So, boom, team set up. We're taking on the Phillies. You guys can see their team there. It looks almost identical to what the normal Phillies lineup looks like. Just Torreya's at third, which is an interesting one. Brian Reynolds goes deep. You love to see it. Rhys Hoskins, and back to back. Okay, so we're down 1. Jose Carrera, Rookie of the Year. Perfect. Starling Marte is a new addition for the Phillies as well, as they go up 3-2. So we only have 2 hits, so we need to change that. There we go. Tim Anderson brings in a run. Carrera walks. Double play ends it. I was thinking about doing a sac fly, and I'm going to take out Musgrove. I realized I left him in a little bit too long. Man, that's tough. All right, so we're down 3 now. That was a rough inning for us. But if Santana can, we're going to take him out. Especially with Bryce Harper coming up. Really. Couldn't get the out. I needed him to get the out there. That was big. So 8-3. And okay, this could be our inning. There's 2 runs. There's another one. We're right back in it. Okay. Corey Knable is going to come out. We're going to pinch hit. We're going to go to... Let's go Romack. Grounds out, but that's all right. Sack fly brings in another. We're within 1. I'm cool with that. This is definitely getting a little tight. Lefty. Let's go Heaney. Let's see if he can give us like 1 or 2 innings here. All right, that's good. Let's see if we can get the back. Josh Bell, there it is. There we go. Danny Jansen gets out. Can Heaney give us a couple innings here? That hurts. That hurts. All right, so Carrera is out. We're gonna pinch hit. We're gonna go to, let's go O'Neal Cruz. He singles, a fly out, and a strikeout. So it comes down to this inning. We'll go Voth, a double, a walk, another walk. We're gonna take him out. Taylor Rogers gets us out of it. Comes down to this. This was a big game. Holy cow! Double play. Double play, man. Really, a double play? The Astros defeat the Phillies last season. We got to do something, man. My luck is so bad. So let's take a look at it. Eduardo Escobar had a really good year. Is he going to keep that up, though, at the age of 34? It's also $14 million. That's a lot of money. He had a really good year, though. I'm going to take the chance. So then Matt Strahm was good, but I'm going to do this. Tim Anderson. Matthew Boyd. Matthew Boyd did fall off. I'm going to wait, and then I'm going to be smart, and I'm going to go like, would we go Neil Cruz, or would we move Eduardo Escobar to short, Ke'Bryan Hayes at third? Let's get a prospect. Ooh, I don't know, man. Let's get a prospect involved. Let's go Ke'Bryan Hayes, and then I'm gonna hold off on the rest. So really, just Strahm. Let's see what we can do with some free agency signings, if there are even any available. Let's take a look at our budget. $2 million, super tight. Holy cow, that's gonna be tight because we need a bullpen arm, a starter, and yeah, Ke'Bryan Hayes is starting. We're just gonna spend the money on pitching because we're not gonna be able to afford. Yeah, let's just be smart with the pitching. Let's keep the pitching as I said I was going to. So I could go for Boyd or just a different starter, but I think the bullpen's probably the area I want to keep the same, and then we'll go from there. So see you guys for the final season. Let's win a World Series for once. Final season, season 4. It's basically just running it back. We've made, I think, one change to the team offensively. Ke'Bryan Hayes is going to start at third. Outside of that, I mean, I think I might be covering some positions, but outside of that, we're going to leave the team as is. It's doing well. There's no reason to change it. And all these guys, I'm assuming, are going to be close to 80 or at least above 80 by the time the season's over anyways. So with Newman, Reynolds, Escobar, Bell, like, this team looks really good. You know, Abe Klein got called up, so he's going to get in the mix. O'Neal Cruz, I just don't think his hitting stats are there just yet. So that's why I'm kind of holding him out. And then pitching, Matthew Boyd didn't re-sign. He went to the Red Sox, I think it was. So we brought in Zach Eflin to be the 5. Rotation's looking good. I know these guys, their stats will go up as like their morale and stuff changes, because for some reason they don't have any morale boost, which, all right, whatever. And then our bullpen is the exact same because it did so well last year, so no point changing it. I like the team. It's actually really good. We're ranked 15th, but trust me, we're gonna go up. We're gonna do well. This team's been glitchy as is, so we might as well just rock with it. And I feel like we've gotten a lot of good young prospects out of it. And again, the budget was kind of tight to begin with, especially when you have we had like 4 or 5 of our top players become free agents at the same time. I like the team. Let's see how it finishes. All right, we're a wild card team, so I guess the whole having the faith in the young guys didn't pan out. 89 and 73. That's our worst record out of the whole rebuild, I'm pretty sure. ERA is good. The average is low, which is worrisome. No league leaders, which is disappointing. Freddie Freeman on the Dodgers too. That looks strange. But he was MVP. Garrett Cole was Cy Young, or no, MVP as well. Hold on. 2 pitchers? Wow. I was gonna trade for Brendan McKay last year. Maybe I should have. Hindsight, you know, that type of situation. So you guys can see all the award winners as we go through them. Let's take a look at our team now, because it looks like we didn't do as well as previous season. So Voth was good, Meza was good, Duffy was all right. I mean, Strahm was, yeah, I mean, the bullpen as a whole, pretty solid. Yeah, the ERA is high for Taylor Rogers, but that's okay. And then when we take a look at the rest of the staff, yeah, pitching was great. Like, I'm really happy with the pitching. So it just looks like offensively we took a little bit of a step back, which is worrisome. O'Neal Cruz definitely had a good season in his appearances. So let's see how things went. Kevin Newman. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of trending that way. You guys can kind of see we were slowly trending down, and maybe we just kind of held faith in him too long. Brian Reynolds for some reasons going down, which I don't, why is that? I don't get that. Eduardo Escobar, maybe just Josh Bell did well. Julio Rodriguez, kind of similar to what he did. Jose Carrera was great. Abe Klein was okay. Prince Andrews was pretty solid, and then Ke'Bryan Hayes was good. So maybe we should have just made some changes. You know, Eduardo Escobar, really shouldn't have kept faith in him. Maybe we should have went a different direction, and rather than just being happy with what we had. Maybe we should have tried to go all out and spend our money elsewhere. Maybe we should have kept Tim Anderson, let Eduardo Escobar go, which realistically probably was the smarter move. But Eduardo Escobar popped off. I figured he would have kind of kept that trend. So let's hop into this and hopefully at least win it. All right, so far, I mean, it's a good start, right? Okay, we didn't get any runs. Looking at their team, they have Gleyber and Mookie Betts along with Nomar Mazara. Wow, they've made a lot of changes. Alfaro, Jonathan Scope. So we got out of that situation, which is good. But I definitely think this is going to be a tough game. Their lineup is stacked. We have no outs, bases loaded, 2-run score. All right, so we are down 3, and yeah, it's looking like our offense is going to be the area that definitely held us back, and that's on me. That's on me. I definitely could have changed things up. I see Tyone is dead. Let's go Voth. He gets out of it, and yeah, I definitely should have changed things with the lineup. I guess when I look back at it, definitely could have gone a different route. Maybe gone someone that really would have hit better than an Escobar or a Newman, knowing that they probably would have trended downwards. So we're within 2, so that's not bad. Now we're within 1 thanks to Escobar, and couldn't score there, but at least we're back in it. You know, things are trending in the right direction. We'll go Santana. Ooh, let's take him out. Let's go Knebel, and Knebel gets out of it. It comes down to this. We're down 1. We've got Julio Rodriguez, Prince Andrews, and Brian Hayes. 3 young guys going against Kenley Jansen. A single's a good start. A bunt on us. I didn't even tell him to bunt. But Brian Hayes delivers. You'll love to see it. And then we're going to go. Let's just go someone that got the contact, the ground out, and a strikeout. So the game's still, it's still a good spot. Strom. Ooh, let's go Strom. He walks. Stolen base by Daza. And we get out of it, though. So 10th inning. Here we go. And we get that. Okay, a fielder's choice. A run scores thanks to Josh Bell. Then Carrera brings in another one. And, okay, it comes down to this. We're going to bring in Taylor Rogers. And please get us out of this. Yes, we win. We're still alive. Season is still going. Taking on the Braves now. And we're up 2-0. We lose there. And we win. We're advancing. Taking on the Dodgers. We got Tyone game 1. And we're facing elimination. Dang it. The Dodgers were good, though. I remember the Dodgers being good. We're going to see their lineup. They had Freddie Freeman on the squad, so you know they're going to be solid. We're going to put Eflin in. Team's looking a little tired, but that's okay. Looking at their lineup, who's this Paez guy? We're going to take a look at him, but that's a pretty solid team. Michael Paez. He looks good. Looks decent. And a bunt, a ground out, and we get out of that no-run score. Perfect. And then looking at the rest of their team, Tyler O'Neill goes deep, makes it 2-0. And we got to get the offense going. Ground out, that sucks. That definitely does suck. Couldn't score again with runners in scoring position. And we're leaving runners out there, which sucks because we need these runs. We're out hitting them. We're just not being productive with runners in scoring position. It's still 2-0. It's 3-0 now. And I guess Tyone is done. He's done. And it works out because he's up. So we're going to go Carrera. He singles. Newman, fielder's choice. Like, come on, man. Like, it's that right there. It's like I meant to put in the lefty, but it didn't matter. We got out of it anyways. It's just not looking good for us. Another run comes in to score, and we get out of it. It comes down to this. Kershaw's got the shutout. Can we at least do something here? We got to do something. We're going to bring in Baroa. He walks. They're going to bring in Darwinson. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. We're still in this, and that's the game. Oh, the 3-run home run got me hyped for nothing. That is going to be the rebuild. I think this might be a team I'd be cool with doing a part 2 with, because we're going to have money come off the books. We've got a crazy amount of young guys. And I mean, wow, if we can get this video to 500 likes, maybe I'll do a part 2. We'll definitely, you know what? Yeah, we'll do a part 2. I don't normally do part 2s, but this team was actually really good. I really like the look of it. And I think it'd be a lot of fun to do a team, like just do a part 2 with this team. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy the content. And of course, guys, get in the comment section. Let me know some other rebuild ideas you would like to see. That's really about it, guys. I hope you did enjoy the video. I'm going to leave you with 2 on screen now. that's about it. I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.